Quilty friends, it's Carolina Moore, your favorite sewing and quilting YouTuber, and we are here for month 10 of the 2025 half square triangle block of the month, and this has been so fun. We just have 3 months left. I hope you've been enjoying the bonus videos as well. Every month I have this video which follows the instructions, and then the bonus video which shows you a different way to be able to make all these half square triangles that we're doing for all these different blocks that we've been working on. Alright friends, if you're new around here, go down at the description. You'll get all the details to get you caught up. And if you're joining in, let's get started. Alright friends, we have just 2 sizes here, and we could do this the same way that we have every single other month, where we draw the line on the back. And I know that I said that we're leaving the fancy tools and whatnot for the bonus months, but I think at this point you know how to draw a diagonal line on the back and stitch on either side. And for this many half square triangles that are smaller than the bed of my machine, I don't want to draw lines on the back. This would be 9 lines that I have to draw, and I don't want to. So instead we're going to use diagonal seam tape. So this is, I guess, a little bonus tool. If you want, do this the exact same way that we have before, and diagonal seam tape doesn't change anything in the way that we cut these or the direction or order that we're sewing them. It's just that the line that we use is going to be on the bed of the machine instead of on the back of our fabric, and that just saves us the step of having to draw the line. And I love saving steps. So I'm going to show you how diagonal seam tape works. If you haven't seen it before, this is diagonal seam tape. It's washi tape that has 3 lines on it. It has a center line and then 2 black lines. Each of the black lines is a 1/4 inch from either side. Now I've seen people who didn't understand how this diagonal seam tape works, and they actually stuck it to their fabric with the red line where we've drawn those lines, and then they stitch on the black line, and that is the right idea, except we're not sticking it to our blocks, we're sticking it to our machine. So I'm going to line this up on the bed of my machine, lining up. There's a 1/4 inch line, and I did not get that top one right. Let's try this again. So you want the red line to be right where that needle is, so the needle goes right into the red line. So it's just beautifully centered. There we go. And bring it right up the front of the bed of your machine. And now you can either use a knife or like a scissors, not a knife, but you can use scissors. Put something right here to help you rip this. I'll often just use my fingers because it doesn't need to be perfect. If you have like a business card or a credit card, you can actually rip it really cleanly against a business card or a credit card. But I'm not looking for perfect, I'm just looking for it to be ripped off so it's not covering my feed dogs. Having this tape covering up my feed dogs would mean that they won't engage with the fabric, and that's a problem. Okay, so this is our line now, and if we were sewing pieces where we needed to sew right down the middle, we could put our corner right here on the red line, our other corner right at the needle of the sewing machine, and zoop all the way through. In this case, we're going to sew on either side, so we want our corner, and this is just the right size, but we want our corners to line up so that this corner is on the black line. And we're just going to have that corner follow the black line all the way up, and that means that we'll have sewn a 1/4 inch from the edge. And we'll just keep doing that with all of them. Lining up that point with that 1/4 inch. We're going to do that on one side, and then we're going to do that for all of them on the other side, and that way we can avoid having drawn that line. Now you can use your scissors or a rotary cutter and ruler, whatever is handy and fast and easy, and trim these up. Oh, this one's missing a stitch. We'll fix that one in a second. Now all these can be pressed towards the dark. And now we can clip off all the dog ears. There are 18 of these, so there are going to be a lot of dog ears. We'll just sit here and clip them all off. Okay, so we have 18 of our half square triangles, and we're going to turn those into 2 units like this, with all of our little triangle arrows facing in the same direction. So that will be 1, and then there we go. So the easiest way to do this is just sew 6 pairs and then add 1 more onto each one of the pairs, and then we're going to press. And when we press these, we're going to press this row in this direction, this row in this direction, this row in this direction, and same with this one, this row in this direction, this row in this direction, this row in this direction, and we can put the 3 rows together to make 1, and then the other 3 rows together to make 2, and those will be 2 of our 4 patches, and then we have our other 2 of our 4 patches already cut out. So let's just go ahead and start sewing all these half square triangles together. Alright, so I have them sewn into their rows, and I have them pressed in their various directions, and so now I'm going to sew these rows together to make the 2 pieced parts of our 4 patch. Alright, so now we can go ahead and press these in one direction. Alright, this is our 4 patch. We're going to sew these 2 together and these 2 together, and then we're going to press towards the big background square, and then we're going to sew the top and bottom together to finish up this block. And then just like usual, I'm going to flip this over so that I'm sewing with the piece side up, and make sure that I'm hitting my stitches right where those points come together, and also making sure that these pieces don't flippy floppy and my seam allowances don't go all over the place. Alright, there we go. We can put these 2 together to finish up our block. Alright, now we're going to spin these seams. Alright, there we go. We have our finished block 10. 2 more blocks and then we're done. I love the way this one turned out. This is so fun. Alright, we're going to go ahead and add this. We're kind of getting a low here on our design wall, but we just have room for 1 more row down here, and then we're going to get to put it all together. But I'm so loving the colors and the fabric for this one. This is, yeah, I really love the way this one's turning out. Alright friends, that's it for today. Make sure you've given this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave your questions and comments down below, and I will see you right here tomorrow for a bonus video on half square triangles and making this block again.